The ultimate high-speed battle begins. Goku and Hit join forces. Alright guys, Dragon Ball Super Episode 104. Before we start, I just want to go ahead and say I already know that I missed the last two episodes. There's been a lot going on in between work and getting ready to go back to school for the first time in 10 years, and just dealing with my comic too, which I'm doing teaser pictures of my comic. That's once I draw more of them. You might want to check out my Instagram. I'm probably going to be more active on that just with everything going on with school. But let's go ahead and jump into this episode. It starts off with a standoff in between Dispo and Hit. Dispo states that he is here to beat Hit's time skip. Hit's surprised that he even knows of it. And then we see Khalifa and Kale watching the standoff behind some rocks, which is kind of funny with how tough she tries to act, that we see her hiding out quite a bit. But Dispo goes ahead and attacks Hit. Hit attempts to time skip and gets punched in the face and set spinning. Everyone's shocked. Champa is freaking out. The Zenos are surprised. Champa says it's annoying that you got a lucky hit. Vados tells him that if he gets angry, it will raise his blood pressure. Champa goes on to say that that guy looks like Beerus. And she says that means it looks like him too. And Champa claims that looks nothing like him. He's got a fashionable cherubic face, and that they have outdated, hard-looking faces. But the battle continues. Hit's time skip is no match. Ciampa's freaking out even more. Hit's in trouble. I'll admit, Hit kind of had me worried this episode. But their battle is going on at such high speeds that the Zenos can't keep up with their own eyes, which is kind of surprising considering they're supposed to be the most powerful. You'd think they'd be able to see all that. Which kind of has me wondering more about the Grand Priest and how powerful he is, and it kind of makes you think that whole theory about Grand Priest being evil and wanting to overthrow Zeno might possibly be true. But the Grand Priest introduces a new function of the God Pad. It's basically just slow motion instant replay, and this makes the Zenos happy, and they state that the Grand Priest is super capable. Now, Topo and Jiren are watching from above. Topo states that through battles, Dispo has surpassed the speed of light. He's a super speed warrior. That's true justice. It tries to continue with the time skip, and it's not working. He figures out that Dispo is listening for the sound that his muscles are making, the vibrations. Right before he does the time skip, his body tenses up and creates the sound. Dispo tells him that there's nothing he can do. Champa comes up with a plan, says that they should make a loud noise. Vados tells him that his plan is shallow and that Dispo can probably distinguish between the different frequencies. Hit says that he might be able to beat his time skip, but he will not beat him. And they begin the fight again. Hit's taking a beating at first because Dispo's a little too fast. But as you continue to watch, he's starting to be able to avoid some of the hits. And Topo explains that Hit is adapting to the speed and is getting hit on purpose while avoiding getting hit in vital spots, and sends Kunshi to help. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, I'm not exactly sure. But Hit gets pushed back to the edge of the stage, and Dispo attempts to knock him out. Hit uses the time skip, and Dispo flies right out of the ring through Hit. And right when you think that Dispo is gonna drop out, Kunshi saves him at the last second with little energy ropes. And then he goes on to introduce himself as Kunshi of the Pride Troopers. I love every time they have to say Pride Troopers. I find it hilarious. But he goes on to tell him that he's not going to let someone like Hit take down his precious friend. And just goes to show you right there how close the Pride Troopers are to one another. He tells Dispo that he's going to join the fight from here on out, that he can't let anything happen to him. Hit goes on and accepts the challenge, and they begin to fight. Kunchi grabs Hit by the foot with those little energy robes, and Dispo wails on him like there's no tomorrow. Like, at this point, I'm just like thinking that Hit could possibly be thrown out at this point. But Champa continues to raise the blood pressure even more, freaking out. Yells that Universe 11 is playing dirty, and blows his little horn that he's been holding. It's quite humorous. I just love how funny and like silly Dragon Ball Super is. You get like the best of both worlds from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z with like fights and just all the comedy in it. But Khalifa, she's watching from behind the rocks with Kale and tells her to stay put, that she wants to help. And Dispo goes in for a final attack, and that's when all of a sudden a flash of light appears and flames block Dispo. Finally, 14 minutes into the episode, we finally get to see Super Saiyan God Goku, and he's holding Dispo's fist, preventing him to be able to attack Hit. And then he just continues to kick Dispo into Kunchi, and they go flying. Hit tells him that Goku that he doesn't need his help. Goku states he ain't helping. Seeing them gang up on him makes his body itch. He says, "Let's fight." And from the Universe 7 bench, Supreme Kai just watches in awe. Beerus states that it is Super Saiyan God. And Whis explains that it's faster than regular Super Saiyan and consumes less stamina than Blue. Hit tells Goku that Dispo is his prey and to stay out of the way. Goku tells him, "And try to stop me," and launches into attack. Dispo ends up punching Goku, catching him off guard, and he's sent back. And Hit tries to come through with a rebound attack, and Kunchi grabs his arm with ropes. Meanwhile, Goku is complimenting Dispo on his speed, telling him he can see why Hit was having trouble with them. And he tries to use instant transmission, but gets punched in the face before he can do it. And then he manages to get ready for another attack, and right before Dispo attacks, Goku switches into Blue, just like in the manga. And while he is in Blue, he tells Dispo that his speed is impressive, his movements are too linear, and then he drops out from Blue back to Red, and tells him as long as he times it right, it ain't gonna be no problem. Beerus, back on Universe 7 bench, says that's our Goku, and Whis explains that he changed to Blue for an instant when attacking to maximize his speed and power, which again confirms that Blue is stronger than Red for anyone who might think otherwise. I know some guy on the internet the other day was trying to argue that with me. I'm like, dude, your argument doesn't even make sense. But anyways, Hit knocks away energy blast that Kunchi is sending to him while his arm is still being restrained. And Hit tells him that he left trash everywhere on the ground. And Kunchi tells him if he thinks it's trash that he should touch it. And Hit asks him if it'll explode if he touches him, and tells him that it will. And that he might be able to stop him with his time skip, but he won't even be able to get close to him. Hit tells him he doesn't intend to, and sends a punch, shockwave, like he did Goku back whenever they fought a little while back, and ends up knocking him to the ground. Goku being pushed back by Dispo and ends up sliding to where Hit is, and Hit tells Goku to trade places with them, and proceeds to attack Dispo and ends up punching him in the gut, and tells him that he uses the same muscle movements as the time skip to lure him in. And Kunshi tries the minefield trick on Goku as he did with Hit. Goku tells him it ain't gonna be that easy, and he ends up going Super Saiyan Blue again. And Hit warns him about the minefield. Goku cuts him off before he can finish his sentence, and tells him it doesn't matter, and he charges in. Hit begins to toy with Dispo, going back and forth between using the time skip and just using the muscles to lure him in, and tells him to use his ears carefully. Hit continues to attack, and Dispo's in trouble. He can't keep up anymore. Hit tells him the fight is over and to jump off himself. And Dispo tells him surrender doesn't exist in the Pride Troopers dictionary. Hit attempts to toss him out of the stage, but Kunshi saves him again with the ropes and tells him to retreat and that he'll take Hit down with him. He tries to attack Hit, but Hit uses time skip, comes up behind him, and punches him in the back, sending him flying out of the ring. And that's when Dispo retreats. That leaves us with only 3 Pride Troopers left. And the Zendos, they pull out the God Pad and find Kunshi and tap him out. So now we only got Toppo, Jiren, and Dispo of the Pride Troopers left. Dispo returns to Toppo and Jiren, and Toppo tells them that they are done playing the hero. There is no justice or evil, only survival or erasure. Goku tells Hit that when Dispo heals, he's gonna fight him again. Hit tells him whatever. Goku asks him if they're gonna fight. Hit tells him he will spare him for lending him a hand. Goku tells him that if they make it to the end, just let's settle things between us. And Hit agrees, and they walk away from each other. And that leaves us with 35 minutes left in the tournament, so we've been going for about 13 minutes, and we already got 37 fighters down. So really, we might not even make it for the full 48 minutes. I mean, chances are we will, but the majority of the fighters are going to be gone before then. I really like this episode. I was a little bit disappointed we didn't get to see that much of Red. Hopefully we'll get to see more of it further on in the tournament. I just love the fact that he went from Red to Blue, just like in the manga. I thought that was really awesome. They're kind of adapting them more together. But let me know what you think about the episode in the comments below. And I'll try to make another video next weekend for that episode. I'm not sure how many videos that I'll be able to do with school going on and everything. That's why I'm going to stick with this free trial version of this video software. But go ahead and like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram. Like I said earlier, I'm probably going to be more active on that with just stuff for my comic and just cool Dragon Ball pictures that I see. I put them on there a lot. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.